So I think one of the things that we as a company focus on is simplifying the entire experience, right? So one of our core focus areas as a company is to build an infrastructure experience that's simple, intuitive to use, for consumers, and we kind of cater to the developer community, right? It could be an individual developer, it could be teams of developers, and businesses that are led by developer teams, right? So that's the kind of consumer segment that we kind of talk to today. And our focus area, like I said, building a product that's very, very intuitive, requires very minimal kind of additional external support is one thing that we focus on. The other thing we also focused on is we build a community, right? And one of the strong things around our community is the tutorials that we built. These are tutorials that help customers, right from sysadmin, DevOps, and Linux kind of based tutorials. Now, these are things that our customers worldwide use, not just to spin something up on DigitalOcean, but for their own projects that that they do, and they kind of swear by the simplicity and kind of usefulness that these tutorials have for their businesses, right? So as a company, we are focused on building content that's relevant and useful. So irrespective of whether somebody is, extremely well versed with technology versus somebody who's not, these tutorials will actually kind of come in very handy to help them get started on the entire infrastructure experience. And the other part, like I mentioned, the product itself is so simple and intuitive to use that you should not have a problem kind of using DigitalOcean. Meetups is something that we have globally. We have upwards of 30 city chapters that we have, and these are largely community-led, right? Which means that there is somebody from the local community who wants to champion, the cause of the rest of the developers there, where they kind of bring in subject matter experts, talk about a lot of things that are relevant to the ecosystem there, largely from DevOps kind of system administration kind of perspective. And in India specifically, we have these in 6 cities. It's in Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore. And we typically tend to have a meetup at least once a month. And in some cases, it so happens that we have these once every 2 months. But that's the kind of cadence that we try to have them on. So to kind of take a step back, right? At the end of the day, we are an infrastructure as a service company. We provide cloud infrastructure for companies, for developers to come and build applications. It could be a SaaS application, it could be an e-commerce site, or it could be any other website, right? So we, applications across the entire spectrum, from big data to IoT, you name it, are getting built on top of DigitalOcean's infrastructure. So to your question, I think one of the things that we as a company focus on is kind of create this infrastructure experience that's performant and at the same time competitive, and kind of provides all the feature sets that a developer would need to kind of get up and running with their application with minimal overhead, right? So, and as far as infrastructure is concerned, they should focus on building the application programming logic, and leave the rest of it to an infrastructure company like us, and not spend time on this, because that's the value add that we as a company bring to the table. So I think internally, when we look at infrastructure, right, there are 3 core components to the cloud the way we see it. There's your compute, storage, and networking, right? So a lot of these applications that are pretty big on data obviously require a lot more of storage, processing capacity to have run through these millions of rows of records and potentially kind of give you insightful data to power up the applications, right? So if you look at our infrastructure, our basic droplet essentially is a combination of compute, storage, and networking that comes in a predefined size and comes at various price points. So people could kind of choose an instance that suits well based on their requirement. The other things that over time we've been doing is we've been making specific products and features to improve the experience along these 3 lines of compute, storage, and networking. So one of the things that we did most recently was, last year we launched a block storage product. So that kind of fits in exactly into the storage kind of bucket. The monitoring aspect kind of accounts into all of those 3, kind of gives you a sense of the health of the droplets. We launched a load balancer product, about a month back, which essentially prepares applications for high availability. You have a lot of incoming traffic. How do you kind of ensure that you've serviced all of your requests with zero downtime across regions, across all that. So load balancer product kind of helps you build for high availability. And we have a whole lot of products that we are in the pipeline, within these compute storage and networking buckets that will help improve the experience for our customers and kind of help build much bigger scale applications over time. So especially for a lot of applications in the finance domain, right? Regulation requires that data stays within the country where that finance operator kind of operates, right? So one of the key reasons why we launched a data center in India is that earlier when we did not have one, we were not relevant for customers who required data to be present within the country, right? Now that we have a Bangalore data center, that requirement, or regulatory requirement, is kind of taken care of, at least for a lot of these financial companies. Outside of that, I think just from a platform perspective, like I mentioned, we provide infrastructure as a service, and a lot of the application level logic to kind of take care of security is typically kind of, and that's true of any cloud provider, right? The application level logic is something that the end customer builds into their platform. But what we kind of take care of is, at an infrastructure level, can we kind of pre-detect potential DDoS attacks, right? That's coming into you. So those are the kind of things that we are building our platform for, and hopefully kind of make the experience for our customers and their eventual end customers much. As far as security is concerned, that's a common request globally, right? I don't think that has a geography-specific kind of angle to it. Customers globally would obviously want their applications that are deployed on our platform to be secure. So like I said, some part of security is application level logic that the customers should have to build into themselves. Outside of that, as an infrastructure provider, what is it that we can do to kind of prevent bad actors from interfering with your applications that you deploy on us? That's where we come, right? So we kind of help ensure that we put in enough blocks in place so that we kind of prevent from these kind of attacks from happening. At the end of the day, you build technology not to essentially remove jobs, but at the end of the day, to do a job most efficiently as you can, right? As a company, we are focused on building technology products that kind of caters to our end users' requirements. And like I said, we focus on developer. We are focusing on building an experience that's simple and intuitive to use. I think it's a transition. So when public cloud first came into being, a lot of people had queries about, is this something that we can rely on? Should we even make that move? But I think those questions have, kind of been set aside, right? People have now have a lot more trust, and there are enough number of applications and production scale applications that are now running on public cloud. And for all the obvious benefits that it gives, right from cost savings to easier management and less overhead, right? Now, it's just a matter of time when people kind of understand, especially the ones who haven't adopted yet, to kind of use that. And I don't expect that to happen completely at the same point, right? So I don't expect people to move to public cloud at this, 100% to begin with. They could start off the hybrid approach, right? So some of their applications, they could kind of test waters in public cloud, and based on their experience, obviously kind of make a more gradual transition of some of their private cloud pieces, right? But I think hybrid cloud is here to stay, as a kind of paradigm. A lot of customers globally, and so is it in India, would choose to have a hybrid kind of model.
Okay, so coming to that, is the hybrid kind of model now being accepted or adopted by these banks and financial institutions very readily, or how do you see the trend?
So like I said, I think this is a very not so much a domain-specific theme, but more a company-specific theme, right? So depending on the life cycle or life stage where they are with their entire infrastructure footprint, they could kind of choose to take this decision at different points in time. So I think this is a very company-specific kind of input. compute storage networking, those are the large three buckets that we look at.
Right.
Over the last couple of months, you've seen load balancer, monitoring product that we've launched. Across this entire three buckets over the course of the next few months, you will see a lot more announcements and products being launched within these three buckets. So that's what, in fact, our CTO actually wrote a blog post earlier this year about what to expect. For your viewers, or actually encourage them to actually check the blog post out. It will kind of give you a really good picture of what to expect from DigitalOcean through the course of this year. So I think at this point in time, we have everything standardized for all our global customers, right? Right from pricing to the product launches that we have. One of the things that's specifically relevant for the Indian customers is block storage. Block storage today is not available in our Bangalore data center, but it's expected to be launched in summer. So the next couple of months, we will augment our data center to also have block storage. So a lot of our customers can benefit from that.